Nagito plays chess with death and wins. He sure does, doesn't he? Good people's on a fine day in the year of the Radiance, Tune, Dave, Bravo, Dave, Anomaly, and Omokars. Few know me as the man who's ready to get this show on the road. The Dangan-lympics continues. We're throwing left hooks, we're throwing right hooks, and we're throwing haymakers with the United States Aviator. It is boxing time in the Dangan-lympic Hunger Games. Are you ready for it? Gold, silver, bronze. I need to get my list back out actually real quick. Whew. To keep up with your Hunger Games totals for these teams. So far, all eyes are on Team Monokuma, but shockingly enough, they have a little bit of an advantage. And we'll get into the advantage now because as you see, some OCs are joining in, they're joining the mix, because they will be featured every single episode all the way until, like, the big 1 vs 100 that week, where it's 1 vs 100, all the tag teams. That week we will go back and we will have the OC free-for-all as well. So, let me tell you a little bit how OC action is going to work this season. All the OCs have been assigned to teams, much like all of the other people. All the actual Danganronpa characters and the tag teams have been assigned to teams. The way that this is done, though, enough OCs are featured every episode. I think before we just featured like 4 or 5, I think 5 or 6 per episode. Now we're featuring about 12 per episode, so we go through OCs a little bit faster, but that also means that your OCs don't just appear 1 time this season, not just 2 times before the free-for-all. They will appear 3 times before the free-for-all, and it's going to be a fantastic experience. So without further ado, I think it's time we go and introduce everybody who's here. Let's start off with Team Monophony. We have Crazy Yoko, because it's boxing. I was like, we gotta see who's throwing the best left hooks, right hooks, who's here fighting for what's right. Crazy Yoko, Yuta, Hiroko, Mikon Tag Team Champion Kai Day, because she's got that I'm real strong spray, you know the one I'm talking about. Akane, Usami, Komaru, and first OC who's representing Team Monophony, we see Nathan Karatoshi, created by Neon Outcast, the ultimate game developer from Danganronpa Befriend Betray, is here. And also on Team Monophony, drawing this team, we have Yumeko Hibana, created by Kaiburu. The ultimate freestyle BMXer is here. Not just gonna be here, you know, for this. She might be back for another thing that's better suited to her, but we must go on. Those are our first 2 OCs, and the first 2 OCs representing Team Monophony. Let's go on to Team Monotaro. We see Jin Kirigiri, Kaito, Kori is in the house, Mukuro, Fuihigo, Ibuki, Gonta, he's got them big strong fists, and in I think 2 weeks time, technically, we'll be using those fists to try and win them some games. Taka's here upon our Team Monotaro, and our second set of OCs, we see a returning Kara Shirekis, created by Rayo. The ultimate mortician is here once again. Now, you think about it, you think the ultimate mortician, maybe not the best at throwing punches, but is the best at the human anatomy. And that's going to come in clutch for where to hit people to get the best KO punch. And then we have Panth, aka Zhao Mu Smash 14, returning once again, created by, the ultimate Pantheon Queen is back. Hopefully won't run off of a cliff to chase the butterfly that might be on her nose right now. Hopefully carries on for her team. As we go onward though, we see Team Monosuke, and Team Monosuke features Fat Togami today. Sakura, because you can't have a fighting episode without Sakura. Kazuichi, Makoto, Mondo, Nekamaru, Hajime, Takamichi, and former Danganronpa Hunger Games OC champion Costly Amore, returning once again, created by Ride Smith. The ultimate thief is back to maybe pickpocket a boxer, maybe pickpocket their gloves, like, oh, where are my boxing gloves, what am I supposed to do? The thief is here to show up and do work. As well as a returning Satsushi, the ultimate sniper. And now I'm thinking, you think to yourself, the sniper in a boxing match? Let me tell you. Let me talk to you. L.A. Knight, yeah. We have, created by Ash Koizumi, the ultimate sniper Satsushi. The thing about Satsushi, pinpoint accuracy, and that accuracy is going to do dividends when it comes to making strikes, to throwing fist. Satsushi is here to do just that. Team Monokid, who literally just says Monokid, but I'll tell you what. I actually don't know how that happened, but Monokid is here representing his team because he's the punchiest of the Monokubs. Here with Leon, Great Gozu once again. It's a fighting episode technically, so you can't miss out on the Great Gozu. Ryoma, our king. Gundam Tanaka Sato, Big Junko, because let's be honest, how are you gonna fight somebody whose fist is bigger than you? She's a boxing champion. The Dr. Taichi, and as we keep on keeping on, Daruma Pansy, created by May, the Ultimate Gardener, is here as well, also former champion. But will unfold when the Ultimate Gardener. And let me tell you, gardening, it does build some strength. You gotta rip some weeds out of the ground, you gotta do a lot of digging. It does build some upper body strength, and Daruma's gonna show exactly how strong she is with Sylvanos. Junkin, the ultimate form of such. Flame Shadow Stalker is the creator. The ultimate ascendant one is back. Art there by Wistful. And as we go on, once again, we see Team Monodame. Starting off with Peko, because, well, I mean, like, she's got the agility. The boxer agility. Genocide Jack, Izioid, Tinko, and Maki, they're both on this team, and I was like, well, that's just easy pickings. I think this team might have the best lineup for potential boxer. But the potential boxers. Togami, Juzo, because, let's be honest, this team now has the best lineup for potential boxers. Sonya, Pinto the Dream Cat is back once again. We love Pinto the Dream Cat, created by Kuzu Soda Shipper, who has said some fantastic things, and by fantastic things, I mean very questionable typos. The Ultimate Dream Traveler has returned yet again. Will this cat come out on top? I don't even know how a cat can box, but I guess we're about to find out. In your dreams, perhaps? Let's see. And also here is Kiyoshi Nakamura, the ultimate failure. Okay, look. Created by Terrence Hayes, and also go ahead and check out that artwork by Terensu29 at Instagram. I'm gonna, look, talk to me. Let me talk to you. You say, hey, there's this man with all these bandages, and look. Do I think Kiyoshi can win a boxing match? No. Do I think Kiyoshi knows how to take a hit? Yes. And that's why Kiyoshi is here today. And now, lastly, we see Team Monokuma, who does have the advantage. Why do they have the advantage? We'll go through it shortly. I think I actually explained it last time. The champions will be here regardless of the team numbers. As you see, everybody else has 10 competitors. There are 10 competitors on this team, but the addition of the 2 champions. That is what brings all of this together. And so, now I can ask you, well, I can't ask you, yeah, I have to go through this team first. I have to ask you, are you rooting for Team Monokuma? They're behind on points, but they are not behind on champions because they have Monokuma, who definitely, you've seen buff Monokuma, he'll destroy you. Tiki, who is the champion who is doing her due diligence in joining the episode. Hina, Nagito, Izuru, Kokichi, who, I mean, he punched Kaito in the face. Crazy Oko, Extra Large, Katoko, and Katoka, and returning yet again, created by Ultimate Thunder Boy, the Ultimate B-Girl. Amber Robinson is here to do the dance. She can dance if you want it. She'll leave your friends behind, but she won't leave her team behind. Check out the artwork by Miss Arilicious over at Twitter. And lastly, in terms of the OCs who are not filling obligations of championship duties, we have Tiger Valentine. Created by Tiger Valentine, the ultimate vampire goddess is back, and that artwork is by the incredible Gold Team, Kagami, Shinami, and last but not least, artwork by Zell, Hall of Famer, Murasaki Tomoyashi. Simpin for RRs is the creator. The Ultimate Gamer is back, filling the obligation. Being on Team Monokuma might do wonders for them today because now they have the numbers advantage, and that's very important when it comes down to the Dangan-lympics. And we can't waste much time yet. I want to do all the editing things that I have to do right at the start of this video. So before we get into your picks, before we get into announcements that Wednesday has given me, because let me tell you, actual Inferno seems to be on the docks, so we'll get some announcements for that in just a moment. But first, we do have to talk about how Agents of Chaos are going to work this season. So, as you see, we could have some Chaos Reign. If Chaos reigns, those Agents of Chaos will join the respective episodes. This could be a match it could be a double title match, essentially. The highest ranking OC will be placed onto the OC bracket. The highest ranking non-OC will be placed onto the regular bracket. And then here's the thing. Depending on what titles are on the line, an OC could win Tiki's title today. A non-OC could win Murasaki's title today. And that's why the Dangan-lympics are a special entity. The one season where it all crosses. And so, let's go ahead and do our first of the wheel spins in 3, 2, 1. First and foremost, we're gonna spin this one, the regular Agent of Chaos wheel for singles. As it goes, as we release, it looks like we're fine. We are indeed fine. But that's not the only wheel we're spinning today. Because 10% all season up until the free-for-alls, the OC Agent of Chaos wheel is also here. It's the same percentage, but will Murasaki be forced to defend? That is the question. Is it? Could it? No, you're fine too. That's like, look, it's just okay. Obligations out of the way. All season long, those wheels are going to be spinning. Singles ones will be increasing every time there's a failure. When it comes to OC ones, they don't increase with the failure, but they will be spinning that wheel all season. Keep your eyes on that. Keep your eyes on that, because that is where things could go a little bit wild. Now, I could ask you to make your picks now, but I'm not going to yet, because... Please? Okay. It's good to hear this music again with it not glitching out like crazy. We have a whole bunch of things on the docket for Friday Night Inferno. We know who attacked Miss Miku, but their rivalry has truly only just begun. Miku, still a little bit worse for wear, still a little bit banged up, knows that she needs help. And she does have help. She has a tag team partner. And that tag team partner is Mona, and the two of them have challenged Sarah to a tag team match. Sarah's gonna have to find a partner, but her disdain, essentially, for Miku. Who will she pick? Is she going to pick someone else who just dislikes Miku? Is she going to pick someone who may have beef with Mona? We'll have to wait and see. But that's not all. We have two big tag team championship matches on the docks for next week, on the docket. The Bro G's will defend the titles against the Abyss Agents and the Bug Hunters, as we know. In a great triple threat match. However, here's the other problem. Recently, Ryoma and Junko have fallen victim to a terrible fate, and Twin Magic were supposed to be fighting Genocide Jack and Junko for the tag team title. So right now, Junko is off doing some shenanigans, but Jack's without a partner. But Junko ain't the only member of the squad who's out there. So, in a friendly exhibition match, 1v1 Maki versus Celeste. The winner will go on to fight later in the night, teaming up with Genocide Jack against Twin Magic for the tag team titles. And you know what? That's not all. Already announced, there will be a tables championship match, and you can vote on the match type. It's Queen. It is the Raiden Shogun after her big victory, and it is Hiroko. Vote on which type of tables match you want to see at Friday Night Inferno right now on the US Aviator homepage, and that's all for right now. There's a couple more matches on the docket, some of them questionable. One of them, I actually have a little bit of hope for. But that's for another AV to go into. Right now, I get to ask you regular things like, hey, who do you got in this fine Hunger Games? You know, everybody who's here now, that was a big ol' intro. Oh, I guess the intros will always be a little bit larger, simply because we got to go through a little bit of the report cards as we hit them real quick. But Team Monokuma has the advantage right now, and they need it because they have 0 points. They are the only team that has 0 points right now. That being said, oh, I haven't turned these on. Don't worry, these are not necessary for any secret episode shenanigans. I promise. I promise. But I will say that you should make your picks first, second, and third. Which team do you think would be the best at boxing? I know I say it's Team Monodam, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I don't know if you can really prove me wrong on this one. However, also pick first, second, and third. And last episode, or at least last week, I think I asked you guys to tell me what was your most divisive food. And so this time I'm going to ask you a different question, but I will say that your comments are fantastic, like this one, like that one, and where's the one? There's one that I wanted to read specifically. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong episode. There we go. Yeah, give me this one. Where did it go? I shouldn't have closed the app. I shouldn't have closed the app. Yes, this one right here from Matthew Glover, who gave, you know, first of all, acknowledging me for my good call on Ride or Die. But secondly, answering my question and saying that the most divisive food was Spam, and I think that that's a really, really good answer. That's a really good answer. But the question I have for you guys this week, and take your time, think about it. I had this conversation with my friends, and this is how most of these questions are gonna start. We were talking about music, and I was like, what is like an opening song lyric, like the first line of a song, that is near guaranteed to get the rest of the room singing that song? And we came up with a couple of answers, and I think the two best ones that we had were the first one was Just a Small Town Girl. And I was like, okay, you know, living in a lonely world, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Took a midnight train going anywhere. I was like, all right, you know, that's good. The other one that we had was Almost Heaven, and then you go West Virginia, Blue Ridge, and then that's Take Me Home, Country Roads. Everyone's bopping with that one. So tell me, what's your one line that you can guarantee will get the whole room singing that song? Let me know that in the comments, and also pick first, second, and third. I'm gonna pick mine, and I'm gonna take Dr. Taichi for first, the Time Lord, absolutely. For second, I'm gonna take Kaito, former tag team partner of the Time Lord, I'll tell you what. And then for third, I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna pick Kotoka, who will technically be featured more often this season, simply because of how the Dangan-lympics work. That's what I got. Those are my top three. You've all made your top three, and without further ado, we gotta get this show on the road, to be honest. Let's do it right here, right now. And that is to Randolph, my guy. It's not Christmas. It's almost Christmas in July, so like in a month's time, I'll be like, hey, you can come out. That's my guy. But for right now, you're incorrect. So let's try that again. Paimon? I mean, like, for sure. Acknowledge you. But also yeet you, because that's not who we want right now. Huh. Also not what we... I hope all of the stuff that's happening right now isn't messing with Asmir too much. But we're gonna take that as a 1. So let's do it. Let's do it just one time. Just once. Just once. I have no questions, but I do have answers. I really don't have answers. I really don't. Time and space is still crumbling. It's still Wednesday's fault. He's gotta fix it. And I hope he does soon, but we will proceed and we will see how this game starts off. We'll see how this game rolls. We'll see who's throwing hands in the cornucopia, throwing hands in the feast, because there will be custom boxing events this season during those, and they'll be swapped out with custom events for all sorts of Olympic sports that we'll be doing. But for right now, the horn bearing isn't a sport, but it should be. Sound them. Thank you, horn bearers. Let's actually get this show on the road. Mikon runs away from the cornucopia. Pinto rides into the arena on a flying bison. In your dreams. That feels right, actually. Tiki runs away from the cornucopia. Makoto runs away as well. Sakura runs away from the cornucopia. Komaru spins around with a machete and triple beheads Gonta, Usami, and Panth. 3 truly innocent souls. Komaru. Oh my gosh, you fiend. Fuiko and Juzo make a secret pact to work together. Mondo runs away from the cornucopia. Kara investigates with Big Junko but secretly kills Monokuma during the investigation. Team Monokuma, you need these points. You truly, sincerely do. Also, almost knocked down all my whole headphones. Let me move those actually further onto my disc. But I'll tell you what, Crazy Oak Extra Large runs away from the cornucopia. Nakamura gathers as much food as he possibly can. Pekko runs away as well. Azuro investigates with Ibuki, but silently, secretly kills Takamichi during the investigation. Gozu runs away from the cornucopia. Murasaki and the doctor bury Jin in snow and leave him there to die. It's summer! Also, to most of you, I suppose, happy summer vacation. Do something very memorable. Have a fantastic time. As we keep on keeping on, Kiyoshi, Daruma, Yuta work together to get as many supplies as humanly possible. Nagito grabs a fishing jar while Kase gets the fishing gear. Satsushi runs away from the cornucopia. Fat Togami takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Maki throws a hatchet into Kaito. I thought y'all were like, okay, never mind. Backed by popular demand, it's a Kai! A day? Yes, it is. Tinko finds a canteen full of water. Jack runs away from the cornucopia. Kazuichi runs away from the cornucopia as well. Hajime plays all the horn bearer instruments at once. It's so beautiful that the horn bearers are subdued. Let Hajime keep playing for the rest of the game. And he's even more furious because he turns his head again, and once again, Crazy Yoko steals his wizard robe! I don't know why it's always Crazy Hyoko who's just like, this looks real good on me. Now you, Hajime. Ha 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 ha. Oh man. Yumeko runs away from the cornucopia. Hina runs away as well. Taka plays all those horn bearer instruments at once, and apparently it's real good. It's real beautiful. Togami takes a loaded shotgun from the supplies, fires it at Gundam. He can see the pellets approaching in slow motion, dodges them all. Mukuro cozies up to Sato and Izuyoi, looking for allies. Kokichi smashes a healing potion over Sonya's head, simultaneously damaging and healing her. Kotoka kills Sylvanos with a sickle, rest in peace. Leon finds an invitation to the World Pancake Championship Invitational, which, if I can find a pin, no, I used it to sign a card recently, thank goodness. Which, I'll be frank, should be happening in the next probably 2 weeks, the way that people are finding their way in. Kotoko runs away from the cornucopia. Nathan finds a samurai outfit, enhancing his senses, unsheathing his sword. Slices Corey in two before walking away from the bloodbath. Rest in peace, Amber. And Ryoma recognize each other, both put their trust in one another. Look at all these OCs interacting with Danganronpa characters. Mono Kid throws a killer beehive at Hiroko. When the beehive burst open, they actually fly after Mono Kid and sting him to death. Tiger runs away from the cornucopia, and Akane finds a 64-pack of Crayola crayons inside the cornucopia. You're lucky it wasn't a congregation of alligators, because the episode would have been over. Day 1, Ibuki embraces the power of positivity. Kara was being a clown. Makoto doesn't believe in palindromes. Murasaki receives a knife from an unknown sponsor. Darumo has balloons. Akane comes by and pops them. Fun fact, Tinko is specifically here just to suffer. How unfortunate. Fun fact, Tinko is, she is here to suffer. I'm just gonna read it again, apparently. Tiki decides to leave me ahead and kills a Komodo dragon that's loose in the arena. Leon is making sure Fat Togami is angry. Leon's not gonna like Fat Togami when he's angry. Kaede stabs Fuiko with a tree branch, rest in peace. Ryoma feigns death, tricking Kazuichi into ignoring him. Kotoko isn't funny. Has never been funny, and gosh darn it, she never will be funny. Kotoko usually pretty funny, unless it has anything to do with hands. Togami advertises his fun gun to Mondo. Mondo's impressed and checks it out. Kokichi and Yumiko split up to search for resources. Tiger begs for Mika to kill her. She refuses, keeping Tiger alive. Sato dives into a pile of plushies. The plushies prove too much, and Sato drowns. You hate to see it. But Crazy Oko violently shakes a tree to knock loose some fruit. Maki reminds you, yes, you, dear viewer, to stay hydrated. And you know what, Maki? You right. Hina and Nagito make a list of chores for Taka to complete. Pinto breaks down and starts weeping for an unknown reason. Amber tries to console him. Komaru, Hiroko, Izuru track down and chill with Satsushi. Big Junko. Big Junko. Don't you dare be sour. Clap for your world famous tag team champs and feel the power. And holding that tag team gold, it is indeed a Kaie Day. Yes, it is. Anyway, let's keep proceeding. We're almost done with the day. Pekka becomes spherical. Spherical! Bullying a Jack, not cool. Crazy how extra large. Kotoka wants me to give donuts a chance. Well, I do love some donuts. Mukuro and the doctor fight Sonya and Izuyoi. Sonya and Izuyoi survive. Well, maybe I shouldn't have picked the doctor. Hajime becomes spherical. Spherical! Juzo sees a completely pale Sakura wash ashore unmoving. Juzo revives her with CPR but doesn't stop when Sakura regains consciousness. Gundam is the best there is, the best there was, and gosh darn the best there ever will be. This is gonna be the season of the Gundam. Just you wait. Just you wait. Bet on my boy. Bet on him. Bet on him. Kazuya kills Gozu with a sickle. Rest in peace to him. Nakamaru finds a secret stash of pancakes that I hypothetically hinted at. Nathan gets a hold of my soundboard and plays the Ben 10 theme song, which I'll be frank, is kind of a banger. Fun fact, Kyoshi is specifically here just to suffer. Well, I mean, he was a failure, unfortunately. Yuta receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor, and just like that, our day and our bloodbath are over. We will get to the night very shortly, but first and foremost, it's a Fallen Tributes, 15 gone, and a Claire de Lune, 4. Gonta, Usami, Panth, Monokuma, Takamichi, Jin, Kaito, Sylvanos, Kori, Monokid, Fuyiko, Sato, Mukuro, the Doctor, Gozu. Shockingly enough, really good day for Team Monokuma. They only lost their leader. Team Monodam, good day for them too. They didn't lose a single soul. Everyone else has suffered at least one casualty. Team Monotaro is really doing bad. They've lost everyone but 3. If those 3 still make it to the top 3, they could still sweep. Don't get me wrong, they could still do it. The odds, though, are ever not in their favor. But you know what is in favor? Proceeding to the next round, something that we will do. Something that the odds are certain of, and as we do so. Night 1 begins with Hiroko disowning Nathan for being a disgrace to the family. Amber looks at the nighttime sky to build each other's trust. Gundam and Mondo do trust falls in the very first instance. Gundam steps aside and lets Mondo fall to the ground. Satsushi, Nakamaru, and Nagito all have s'mores around the campfire. Murasaki throws what they think is a Molotov at Tigra. Turns out the Molotov is just a rag, it's not even on fire. Hina receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Tinko dyes her hair red in, you know, to look more like Himiko. I mean, that makes sense. Kyoshi sets off explosive, taking out Kotoko, rest in peace. Sakura, Izuyoi, and Duruma spend all night in making a treehouse. The end product is not very good. I think, I'll be frank, between Sakura, Izuyoi, and Duruma, they should be able to make a pretty good treehouse. Like, Duruma could do some flowery decor. Izuyoi, I think, would just be good at actually putting it together, and Sakura for the muscle to ensure that it gets up right. Yeah, Hajime thought that they caught a glimpse of the elusive Mamakuma. They were just seeing things, right? Fatsugami, reminisce about season 7. Kazuya ain't afraid of no ghosts. Maki's actually fairly terrified by some ghosts. Crazy Oko accidentally burned down Avi's words and despairs. I let it slide because, well, it was an accident. Yumiko tries to sing herself to sleep. Crazy Oko extra large etches a sketch in a tree. Peko takes it as a threat. And now, who is the traitor? Let's find out. Yuta, Jack, Kazuichi, Kaede, Ryoma, Big Junko, Togami, Izuru, Komaru, Kotoka, and Kaokichi are forced to vote on which of them is a traitor, then have that traitor be executed. Izuru is voted as the traitor and is turned to dust. And who's really the traitor? I think it's Akane because she severely slices Pinto with a chainsaw right after that, you fiend. How could you do such a thing, Akane? We gotta keep going. Taka loves Tiki as much as Maki loves Kaito. You love to see it. Sonya hits Juzo with some sweet chin music. Sonya kicks Juzo's head clean off. Juzo's like, you don't, this isn't kickboxing, it's just boxing. Mikan's bleeding out, but thankfully she receives fresh blood from an unknown sponsor. Ibuki is plagued by a recurring nightmare. Kara hits Makoto with some sweet chin music, and Leon hums quietly. We will go on. It is day 2, and as we go on to day 2, Tenko signs a petition to change American Yeetball to football. Gundam, Taka, and Maki get a scrum debate with Fat Togami, Izuyoi, and Murasaki argue over who is getting the rerun first, Shinha or Eula. There's a special program for Genshin happening soon. I don't know when it is specifically, but we might already know who. We might know who. We might know the answer to that question. Jack practices archery. Crazy Oku uses slash kill on Kazuichi. Maybe I forgot to, you know, undo that, but maybe I did that on purpose. Kokichi and Crazy Oku extra large kiss underneath the mistletoe. Hate that. Kiyoshi is the best there is, the best there was, and gosh darn, the best there ever will be. Tigress, Sakura, Yuta, and Kaede hunt for other tributes. Costly, Ryoma, and Nathan hold an intervention by pancake addiction, but because they're confused on what an intervention actually is, they all indeed just give me pancakes instead. So I'll tell you what, Castlia, Nathan, Ryoma, King Ryoma, World Pancake Championship Invitational, which is literally almost where I exactly want it to be. Makoto Bay. Kotoka steals a tray of Nagito's freshly baked cookies. Komaru rumors about season 3. Big Junko teaches Mondo some fighting moves. Little does Mondo know that Big Junko's teaching him wrong as a joke. Mondo uses these moves to literally kill a giant. Those are some good fighting moves. Tiki does a sick kickflip but fails landing, falls flat on her face. Nekomaru asks Ibuki if she likes boats rather, not boots. No! No! Somebody's gonna do it. I know that they're gonna do it. You know Ibuki loves boots. Hiroko makes a tier list of all the other tributes. Akane's S rank? No, she's not. She killed Pinto. Hajime's A rank, Pekko's C, Yumiko's F, and Amber didn't even make the list! Leon asked for Togami's axolotl. Togami's like, yes, here's my axolotl. It's worth a lot of money. Don't stare at it too long, or you'll have to pay me. Kara and Sonia kiss underneath the mistletoe. Satsushi hangs up in the stone arena, but Daruma swoops in, snaps her arm, and burns the mistletoe, and Mikan plants flowers around Hina's grave. Hina screams from behind her, hello, I'm still alive. Mikan simply says, for now. We'll proceed one more again. We lost. Just 6 this time. As we start to taper down to our final lot. Not really few yet, but it is indeed a Claire de Lune 4. Kotoko, Izuru, Pinto, Juzo, Kazuichi, Big Junko. And as you see everybody's statuses, we had... Okay, we got 41 left. Good. I was gonna say we had 60. Not 60, we had 62. Yes. Which means we still got a ways to go. 41 remain. I'll do a slow scroll because that's still plenty. Team Monophanie's kicking butt, honestly. They've just lost the one in Usami. Team Monosuke has lost Kazuichi and Takamichi. Team Monokid has lost quite a few. In fact, they're just down to Leon, Daruma, Ryoma, and Gundam. Team Monodam has lost Pinto and Juzo. Surprisingly enough, the one that we thought would be incredible at boxing. And Team Monokuma is still doing alright. They've only lost the 2, and since they had a 2-person advantage, it's almost like they didn't lose a single soul. Let's see just who gets lost next. 41 left, a whole lot until your final 3. Let's find out who perishes next. Night 2 starts with Crazy Uncle headbutting Mikan out of existence. Mikan perishes next. Rest in peace to her. You done gone got. Kaede has her hair red. So is this like a natural redhead or like a Himiko redhead? Because I think if her hair was orange, I think it would work pretty good. I think it would even complement her tie. I think that's a really good look. Harsh red though, I'm not sure if that looks with, how that looks with her attire. I think orange would be great. Amber dyes her hair blue. That, once again, depending on shade of blue, might not look bad at all. Might be pretty good. I think if it's the same or a similar shade as her hat, might be real good. Might be a good fit. Hiroko submits an application to join the squad. Komaru snatches it out of her hands and rips it up. Kotoka attempts to find all the lore on Slugma-Face. Fat Togami locks Nagito in a coffin, buries him alive. Nagito manages to escape. Leon commits tax evasion. Daruma and Ibuki become best friends after their shared love of 17th century sea shanties. Kara tends to Togami's wounds. Costly accidentally sticks her hand in a campfire that she made. Crazy Extra Large has no weaknesses. Ibuki graces Taka and Gundam for the rest of the game. Gundam, you can do it again. You have the grace. Ryoma asks Sakura to help him go to sleep. Sakura literally lifts him up, drops his head onto her knee. He's out cold. Maki sends Sonya to jail for Mew-like behavior. Tiger's unknown sponsor is Peko. Makoto receives a hatch from an unknown sponsor. Mondo befriends a Komodo dragon with a small pair of aviator goggles. Well, I don't love that. Satsuchi finds a sleeping Hajime, waves her hand in front of her face before dusting off her shoulder. It's the 5-knuckle shuffle. Hajime's... he was out cold before, but now he's out colder. Kiyoshi. Ryoma is elsewhere. Receives medical supplies. Tiki wants to speak with the manager of AV's Wares and Despairs. Izue starts a beef with American President James K. Polk. Yumeko kills Yuta with a sickle. Hina puts her trust in Kokichi, allows herself to fall backwards. Kokichi does nothing and watches her fall. How rude. And Nathan, Akane, Nakamaru have a scrum day with Murasaki, Tinko, and Jack over what is better, AV's Wares and Despairs or Yoko's Items and Misfortunes. The answer is obvious here. Oh, it's true. It's your boy's shop. You better believe. Kotoka hangs up mistletoe in the arena. Hiroko is riding a Dangan-lympic. I'm sorry, I looked one further down. In which Nathan is the protagonist, Akane is the antagonist, and Kokichi is the mastermind. Well, I'll see. Nagito plays chess with death and wins. He sure does, doesn't he? Taka and Jack want to raise the bar. Actually, they are the bar. Crazy Yoko eats dirt. Yum. Ryoma decides to lend me a hand and kills a Komodo dragon that's loose in the arena. Thank you. Komaru and Kara make a list for Makoto to complete. A list of chores, rather. Tiki pimp slaps Yumeko off of a cliff, rest in peace to Yumeko. The rating pistol rates Hina 42 points. Kaede accidentally destroys Sonya's cabbage stand. Not her cabbages! Murasaki goes on a serial balloon popping spree. Hajime and Fat Togami play tricks on Gundam while Togami steals from his room. Izui puts cat ears on Daruma. She is so cute that it kills Izui. He's gone. There is no Easter Bunny, there is no Tooth Fairy, and there is no Leon. Satsushi and Tiger split return to resources. Peko, Ibuki, and Nakamaru, and Cassia join the Jacksepticeye cult. Kiyoshi takes a sip of tea, but the scalding hot liquid proves too much for him, spits it out into Tinko's face. Mondo sips on apple cider. I wish, my guy, I wish. Crazy Yoko extra large and Amber engage in an Agni Kai. Crazy Yoko extra large wins, leaving Amber completely incinerated. I guess the B stands for burn in B Girl. Sakura sips on apple cider and Maki bleeds out due to untreated injuries. We lost it felt like only one on the night, but we lost a whole bunch during the day. 7. I think we lost 2 during the night and then the rest of them during this day. It's a Clarity Lune 4. Mikan, Yuta, Yumeko, Izui, Leon, Amber, Maki. And let's see everybody's statuses and let's keep on keeping on. As we'll see all of them, I'll tell you what. We start off at the top. Team Monophony, because we are at 34? That sounds right. Crazy Yoko, Hiroko, Kaede, Akane, Komaru, and Nathan all still in. Team Monotaro still has their 3, still holding on for a potential sweep. Ibuki, Taka, and Kara. Keep them in mind. Don't forget those 3. Monosuke still... Team Monosuke is doing real good. They've still only lost Kazuichi and Takamichi. They're the ones to watch. Team Monokid is now also down to 3, Ryoma, Gundam, and Daruma. Team Monodam has Peko, Genocide Jack, Tinko, Kiyoshi, Sonya, and Togami. And Team Monokuma's now starting to get some casualties. They've also lost Amber, but in the grand scheme, they're still doing pretty good. They are still technically doing the best in terms of the numbers that are left, but only by 1. How will this turn out next round? A standard size game remains until we are at your final 10. Let's see what unfolds as we proceed to Night 3. Murasaki's reflection distorts to show her true self as she pleads with what she sees. Makoto loads his shotgun with a physical form of murderous intent. Crazy Yoko's trap kills King Ryoma, you hate to see it. Daruma befriends a Komodo dragon wearing a small pair of aviator goggles. Everyone needs to stop doing that. Hina and Kokichi start kicking Satsushi for unknown reasons. Peko finishes her nighttime coffee before joining in. Fatogami cuddles up against Mondo. Nakamaru is in the house. It's a party every week, baby. Kaede accuses Avi of not being the real Avi. Which one? Tiki catches Crazy Yoko extra large with a giant box of comically placed banana peels. Akane and Hajime become best friends over their shared love of 17th century sea shanties. Ibuki, Tigra, Tinko find the Triforce at each take a piece for themselves. Ibuki, the Triforce of Courage. Tigra, the Triforce of Wisdom. Tinko, the Triforce of Power. Kara catches Taka with a giant box of comically placed banana peels. If anyone dies via banana peels, it was your fault, Taka. Togami taints Komaru's food, killing her. Kyoshi and Gundam one cool nickname similar to Ophelia Dusk and Odin Dark. Gundam, you are already the supreme overlord of ice. Calm down. My guy. Sonya wants to puts on a suave top hat. How fancy. Hiroko, Jack, and Nagito have s'mores around the campfire. Very summary of you, as summer just began yesterday. Yeah. Katoka and Sakura settle their dispute over an instant game of rock, paper, scissors. Nathan repeatedly stabs Cassie to death with sighs. Goodness gracious. I think Nathan also realizes that even though he's fighting for his team, he's also fighting to be the OC who survives, the last OC standing, because that OC earns a spot on the OC bracket. I understand. Day 4 sees Kara spending a date ticket with Taka. Kara and Taka have been vibing a lot, haven't they? Who would have thunk? Tinko sees Mondo holding a meeting with Hiroko, Crazy Yoko, Extra Large, and Togami. Tiger wakes up from a long nap. Kyoshi asks for my soundboard. I grant it, of course. I'm gonna give it to the failure. He's a good boy. AV grants it, throws an epic dance party with Nathan, Kokichi, Nagito, and Hajime. Satsushi, Tiki, Sonya, and Crazy Yoko make up the Alpha team. Satsushi's a confident yet dorky leader. Tiki is the explosives expert. Well, I mean, she is a dragon, I suppose. Sonya's the transportation expert. Well, I mean, I think that makes sense too. And Crazy Yoko is the sharpshooter who thinks that sarcasm is a personality trait. You know what? A lot of that, I feel like it fits. Nekomaru places a bomb next to a river to explode some fish. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Daruma? I'm gonna say a solid 8. I am a fellow gardener. I relate to Daruma. Been here for a long time. I'm a big fan, honestly. And an excellent performer in these games. I acknowledge you, Daruma. Hina confides in Peko. Ibuki kills Sakura with a sickle, rest in peace to her. Murasaki uses a seesaw effect to kill Akane. Jeez Louise. It's Katoka's birthday! Happy birthday to you. Good job, I'm proud of you. Good on you, Katoka. Fatogami and Kaie Day fight Gundam and Jack. Fatogami and Kaie Day survive, and Makoto starts freaking out completely. Upon seeing a painting of dogs playing poker, we proceed. We lost another 7. Another 7 gone, as we go on to 27 remaining. Crikey. As we declare Lune 4. Ryoma, Komaru, Kaslia, Sakura, Akane, Gundam, Jack. We'll see everybody's statuses one more again. We lost another 7. We have 27, right? I'm not just like tripping. Oh, I'm correct. And most excellent. Almost a standard sized game. Crazy Yoko, Hiroko, Kaede, and Nathan are the final 4 for Team Monophony. Team Monotaro, I told you, remember them. They're all still in. Keep them in mind. Team Monosuke is now suffering some casualties. They are down to Fatogami, Nekomaru, Hajime, Makoto, Mondo, and Satsushi. As we keep, the sole survivor for Team Monokid. That is important. Daruma tries to carry on for the team. Team Monodam sees Peko, Tinko, Togami, Sonya, and Kiyoshi still suffering some good fate so far. Team Monokuma has Tiki, Hina, Nagito, Kokichi, Crazy Yoko Extra Large, Katoka, Tigra, and Murasaki. They have a team full, I think, of current and former champions between the Hunger Games and the AWE. They honestly had a power team here. Aside from like Azuru, they had a power team. They really did. And I'll say Amber's not a former champion, but Amber's had some very impressive games. Let's see how this game plays out. 27 remain. Let's peek. Next round sees Night 4 sees Hina letting her in. And by her I mean Daruma into her shelter. Hajime taints Kaede's food, killing her. It's not a Kaie day for her. No, it ain't. AV thinks Kara is from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Oh, well, because he is. Of course he is. Kara was one of the trainers on where was Kara situated in Sword and Shield? Somewhere in the wild area, kind of just vibing, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I'll tell you what, Kara's in there. Just you go find Kara and put. I promise you, that's the game that Kara is in. Hiroka loves Tiger as much as Maki loves Kokichi. Oh, that's some bad blood, ain't it? Tenko goes to the Love Hotel with Ibuki, Nekomaru, Murasaki, Kokichi, Satsushi. Tenko doesn't survive, but she dies happy because I assume that Nekomaru and Kokichi stayed in the corner and just probably left. Katoka goes to the Love Hotel with Makoto. There's a lot of Love Hotel going on. Loving you. Crazy Yoko gets bonked on the head. Kiyoshi is so desperate to kill Sayaka, he creates a clone out of her and killed said clone. Goodness gracious. Nathan did the same thing. Euro sees her bloodthirsty. Crazy Yoko extra large receives an explosion from an unknown sponsor. Peko burns down Avi's wares in despair, swears it was an accident, but Taka says he saw Peko deliberately burn it down because I believe Taka more than Peko. Peko, get out of here. Nagito, Sonia, and Togami tell each other their pet peeves. Mondo finds an Etch-a-Sketch and shows Tiki the portrait made for her. Tiki loves it and kisses Mondo on the forehead. How sweet. And Fat Togami grabs a dumbbell and starts working out. Please keep my guy away from the gym area, but I guess that's Fat Togami, not regular Togami. We have day 5. Satsushi creates her own super identity and lists Crazy Yoko as her sidekick. I don't know if that's really great. I don't know if that's gonna work. Nathan offers to sell his friendship to Crazy Yoko extra large. Ibuki, Tigra, Kokichi get into a scrum debate with Kiyoshi, Katoka, and Nagito there over who will let him in first, Saturday V or Monday V. Why not both at the same time? You have to find the repairman first. Taka slurps his fresh applesauce. Nice. Mondo falls to a pit but somehow lives. Tiki attempts to strangle Fat Togami when he just massages his shoulders, I'll tell you what. Duruma hands Kara and Togami invitation to her birthday party. They both tear up the invitation before her very eyes. Hiroko puts on a pair of stutter shades, increasing her aesthetic level tenfold, making Hina and Nekomaru both envious. Murasaki panders to the audience. Sonia puts all of her faith into Atua. Hajime receives a bottle of poison from an unknown sponsor, and Makoto falls into a pit, and he does indeed perish. You hate to see it. But we lost just 4, brings us to a standard size game, which means this one is almost over. When you think about it, when we get standard size games, they usually end pretty quick, or at least at day 7. It's a Clarity Loon 4. Kaie, Day, Tenko, Peko, Makoto. Look at this right here. Not a single person here on this list is from Team Monokuma. They are still going strong. They're going real strong down there. In fact, now down to just 3. Team Monofani, Crazy Yoko, Hiroko, and Nathan. Team Monotaro still has their 3 in Ibuki, Taka, and Kara. Remember them. Team Monosuke still has Fat Togami, Nekomaru, Hajime, Satsushi, Mondo. If there's anybody that can beat the odds against Team Monokuma right now, it might be Team Monosuke. Team Monokid still down to just Daruma. And now Team Monodam down to 3. It is Togami, it is Sonia, and it is Kiyoshi. Team Monokuma though. Tiki, Hina, Nagito, Kokichi. Crazy Yoko extra large Katoka, Tigra, and Murasaki. When we talk about our OCs, there's actually a lot of them still in. Which one of them will go onto the bracket? Who's gonna make it the furthest? Well, I mean, we gotta proceed and find out, don't we? Shall we? Let's do it. And as we click proceed on to the next round, we got Night 5 with Satsushi grabbing Kokichi by the throat. Murasaki prepares Seaside Homicide. It works and kills Katoka. Y'all are on the same team. How could you? Crazy Yoko goes to the Love Hotel with Nekomaru, but somehow wakes up next to Ibuki. Fat Togami makes a hot stew for dinner before bedding down for the night. Hiroko is going to need a lot of therapy after these Hunger Games. Duruma buys every single version of Uno from Avi's Wares in despair. Sony gets a hold of my soundboard and is killed for breaking the 4th wall. Bang. I apologize. Crazy Yoko Extra Large thinks she's the protagonist. In actuality, Kara's the protagonist, and Crazy Yoko Extra Large is the quirky comic relief character. I kind of believe that. Tiki sets up a trap to kill Hajime. The trap failed and only manages to kill Hajime. Tiki attempts to try again, but Nagito finds out about this plan and kills Tiki. Goodness gracious. Hina receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Tiger dyes hair purple. Purple's not real. Kiyoshi and Togami stare at each other through the crackling flames of the campfire, the thought of murder on their minds. Kokichi is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Mondo battles Taka in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Y'all work together. In 2 weeks you have to defend your titles. Mondo loses, has a sad feeling in his chest, and Nathan uses all of his Mono coins to buy out Avi's wares and despairs for the day. We appreciate the business, Nathan. We acknowledge you. We'll proceed to day 6 as Murasaki grabs a burning log and hurls it at Satsushi's tent, setting it aflame, roasting Satsushi alive. Goodness gracious. Crazy Yoko is ready for the year of the Nathan. Kiyoshi makes a dirt statue. Tiger knocks over the head, so Kiyoshi decapitates Tiger and uses that head instead. Well, I'll be. Togami seems to be dead, but it's a lie. Mondo falls into a pit, but somehow lives. Ibuki accidentally blurts out the fact he likes Nekomaru, rather. in a non-platonic way. Nekomaru says ew affection and kills Ibuki. Well, that's remember when I said remember those three? It's remember those two now. Taka kills Kokichi with a shot put ball. Daruma finds a bow tie, puts it on because, well, bow ties are cool. Fat Togami violently shakes a tree to knock loose some fruit. And Hajime puts cat ears on Kara. He's so cute that it kills Hajime. Crazy Yoko extra large. Hina and Hiroko get into a fight. Hiroko triumphantly kills them both, and Nagito sets on a Lego brick wall barefoot but shrugs off the pain. We lost a whole lot over the last 2 days. And we're gonna lose more. You know, I mean, it is that time of the year now. We are kind of sort of on the road to AV Mania, so it makes sense that this is popping up left and right again. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Well, AV Mania 2 is coming, y'all, so I need all the help that I can get, and Nagito's helping me configure the Titantron, and Taka's helping too. Kyoshi viciously slams Nekomaru, Murasaki, and Kara all through separate tables, leaving them all motionless. Fat Togami, and Mondo help push the giant Statue of Liberty into place. That's how you do it! That's how you do it! That is how you do it. Crazy Yoko, Nathan and Hiroko are walking the ring ropes like tight ropes. Crazy Yoko bounces against the rope, causing them both to fall, breaking their necks. Rest in peace. And Daruma trips and falls all the way down the ramp and crashes into the steel stairs. She doesn't get back up. I think Kiyoshi just barely survives as the last standing OC. Yeah, I think Kiyoshi earned a spot on the OC bracket, but we lost 16. Y'all want some saving grace picks? Hey, let me go get them for you, but first let's hear that Claire de Lune 4. Katoka, Sonya, Tiki, Satsushi, Tigra, Ibuki, Kokichi, Hajime, Crazy Yoko Extra Large, Hina, Nekomaru, Murasaki, Kara, Nathan, Hiroko, Daruma. We lost a bunch. We lost a whole bunch. We got 7 left, lucky 7, and these are your lucky 7. Only one team is completely out, but Team Monokuma did not have a good time. Team Monokuma did not have a good time. Hey, first and foremost, make some new picks. It's your saving grace picks. Team Monophony down to just one soul, and that soul is Crazy Hiyoko. Team Monotaro had the trio of a lifetime in Ibuki, Kara and Taka, who associated together for so long together. They built a story together. Can Taka carry on for Kara? We'll have to wait and see. Team Monosuke sees Fat Togami and Mondo, maybe Mondo, jealous of all the time that Taka was spending away from him. We'll have to wait and see. Team Monokid will not be getting points this episode because they are all gone. Team Monodam sees Togami and has Kiyoshi, who is the last surviving OC, who will be going on to that OC bracket, and we'll see it at the end of this episode. But right now, could earn points for the team, Togami and Kiyoshi. And lastly, Team Monokuma is just down to Nagito, but if we need some points for Team Monokuma, BS Luck is the way to do it. Can Nagito win for the team? Those are your top 6. Let's see who we got. Make your picks first, second, third. And while you're doing that, make sure to comment or like and subscribe and do all the things that you could do. In fact, if you just want to do one of those things, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button, and get ready because Friday Night Inferno returns in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, I guess, because tomorrow's Friday, not today. I'm gonna make my picks. For first, give me Taka. I don't know why, I just feel like he's building a story, and I like stories. For second, I'm gonna take Nagito because of BS Luck, and for third, I think we're gonna take Mondo. Because of the final 2, I think I'd like to see Mondo and Taka, but I think it's going to be so close because Nagito will interrupt that final 2. Those are my picks. And between Crazy Yoko, Mondo, Taka, Fat Togami, Kiyoshi, Togami, and Nagito, they're all caught in what we like to call, or rather with the same heartbeat, the same pulse, and the same determination as that of a samurai woman. Let's do this. It is your final 7. Who will earn points for their team? Let's proceed and we will see. Crazy Yoko holds an insect meet and greet. Fat Togami. Wait a minute. No, it's not over yet. Fat Togami, Kiyoshi, and Mondo were all unfortunately allergic to bees. Nagito rests in a fruit tree. Togami violently shakes the tree to retrieve fruits, but it also causes Nagito just to fall to his death. He didn't fall on Togami though. Togami's still alive, which means we are down to your final 3 as Taka watches as a new mischief of rats runs by. Taka runs off before they get any ideas. It is Crazy Hiyoko, it is Togami, and it is Taka. Which means Team Monokuma staying at 0. But more importantly, between these 3, we probably are gonna have the feast. Because we haven't had it yet. And that's something we gotta point out. So, let's see. Not the feast. But, Crazy Yoko is trapped in a box with a small device that can release a deadly poison every hour. Is she dead? Is she alive? We're gonna have to find out in a second. We could be down to your final 2 as Togami discovers a cave. And Taka draws what did you do? Among Us? Goodness gracious. Are we down to 3 or are we down to 2? We're down to 2 certainly now. Hey, there's a flash sale at AV's Wares and Despairs. I said we were gonna get the feast, but we didn't. We got another arena event. Crazy Hiyoko and Togami joust with shopping carts. Only Crazy Hiyoko survives, which means Togami earns points for his team. Most definitely, as Taka buys a 6th set of nunchucks. As we proceed, we should get a terrible turnabout. Will we though? That's the real question. Or will this game end with like a tie or something? Okay, we are down to just 2, which means it is indeed a terrible turnabout for Fat Togami, Kiyoshi, Mondo, Nagito, Togami. And that means Team Monodam does earn themselves some big points for them. Does earn themselves some big points. Good job to them. You love to see it. Where are you, Team Monodam? 10 points to you. Let me just write that down in my notes as we go to everybody's statuses. It is now time to see. Goodness gracious, Crazy Yoko. It is once again between our top 2 teams, actually. Team Monotaro and Team Monofani. They're gonna get some more points, but who is gonna walk out with the most points? Who will it be? Crazy Hiyoko or Taka? Crazy Hiyoko, who I'll be frank, is a power player in the series. The only thing she really hasn't done is won the singles championship and I guess the pancake championship. Look, she's been a tag team champion before. She was the 2nd ever tag team champion. Don't count out Crazy Hiyoko. She'll throw some thumbtacks at you and you'll step on them and you'll be like, oh, my feet, how could you, you fiend? And she'll be like, hehehe. But standing in her way is Taka. Taka, who has built friendships and he has built bonds during this game. Is that enough to help him overcome the relentless, the bloodthirsty Crazy Hiyoko for his team Monotaro? Or will it be Monofani's team with Crazy Hiyoko? Taka? Hiyoko. Hiyoko. Taka. Let's scroll down. Let's find out. Let's proceed between Team Monotaro and Team Monofani. Between Taka and Crazy Hiyoko, we see your answer is Crazy Hiyoko is in the house. Taka decides to burn down the house, incinerating Crazy Hiyoko. What a story, what a moment. The team that had 3 people early on, and I said, remember these 3. One of them did carry on. And for Team Monotaro, he is your winner. It was Ibuki, it was Kara, and it was Taka. They held on for the team for so long, but soon Ibuki perished. And Kara continued to just hang out with Taka. They built a bond. But even when Kara perished, Taka said he will carry on. And carry on he did, as your winner for Team Monotaro is Taka. Here we go. Congratulations, Taka makes that singles bracket, and congratulations to Kiyoshi makes that OC bracket. We'll bring up those brackets in a second. First and foremost, I guess we'll bring up the brackets now. Going to bring up right now because in first place we did have Taka. He carried on for the team and he won this whole thing. I told you to watch him. and you should have, because he didn't. He outlasted, he won the whole thing, and we can bring up for the first time this season the OC bracket. In this OC bracket, we now see Kyoshi taking that first spot. As you know, we'll have 9 weeks of Dangan-Rampa Dangan-lympic games. That'll fill out 9 of these 12 spots. The remaining 3 will be filled by bronze, silver, and gold in the OC free-for-all. And then, of course, you got your votes on the side. So you really want your team to do well. That's the big thing. That's the big thing. You want to earn it for yourself, but you also want your team to do well rather. If you don't quite get there, because you might have a shot based on making memories in this game. Who knows? If there's anything that I like about this one, is that you can really get your OC to make some memories. Like right now, I don't think we're gonna forget about the Takakara connection that was going on. Who would have thunk that those two would be getting along like that? But also bring up the scoreboard. And as you see, 25 points brings Team Monotaro actually to first place, just ahead of Team Monofini, who got still points this episode, 15, but didn't quite get enough to maintain first place. Team Monosuke still sitting at 10, Team Monokid still sitting at 25, and Team Monodam now up to 20, closing the gap. Actually exiting next to last, scooting just slightly ahead of Team Monosuke, but just behind Team Monokid. But I'll tell you what, one win, or even a sweep, could bring anybody right back in this competition, especially Team Monokuma, who needed this point. Who needed. There's always a team that's really doing terrible at the start, and then kind of try and swing it around again. Apparently this season it's Team Monokuma. Hopefully swing it around they can as we come back here. Let's go through our top 10 real quick. Taka, that's the story. Team Monotaro, that's the story. The top 3 that were still in there, Ibuki, Kara, Taka. Taka did end up winning for those 3. The bond they forged, who would have thunk? Crazy Oko took 2nd, Togami took 3rd, Nagito in 4th, Mondo in 5th, Kyoshi in 6th, earning a spot on that OC bracket, Fat Togami in 7th, Daruma in 8th, Hiroko in 9th, and Nathan finishing off your top 10. And once again, if your OC is in this episode, don't fret, they have 2 more appearances before the free-for-all. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see the OCs compete so many times in a single season, you know? Before, it's usually just 1 appearance in OC action and then 1 in the free-for-all, and if you're lucky, you're in the finale. This time you get 3 appearances, which is nice, and it's a big old mix between a whole bunch of Dangan-Rampa characters, which is also fancy, and then you also have the free-for-all, so that's 4 guaranteed appearances, which is dope, which is real awesome. Not to mention, if you become a champion, you'll be appearing every episode, in fact. We'll see. We'll see. But I think that's all I got for this episode, so let's go ahead and scroll down and just look at everybody who's here. Look at all the things that happened. Look at all the KOs, all the people who made it thus far. Look at everybody. It all started with Gonta getting out last? No, yeah, Gonta was last. These 3, the Bean Squad at the beginning, too pure for this world, got immediately. We'll proceed once again. We started off with Komaru taking out 3 beans. I don't know what got into her. That's worrisome. But it all ended with Crazy Oko being the house and Taka burning it down. He won the whole thing. I'm so proud of him. He's on the bracket. He did it for his team, and he actually technically secured first place for his team, and that is indeed incredible. That's a notable moment. Taka does it for Team Monotaro. But we still got many more weeks to go. many more weeks, including tomorrow. We'll see some OC tag teams. We'll see a whole bunch of your tag teams. We'll see another Olympic event. We'll see another episode filled with crazy items that who knows what they'll do. Who knows what event is tomorrow? Me, but I'm not going to tell you. Until then, toodaloo, flight crew. Thank you for watching. Wait, no, we're not on the screen yet. Hold on. Go back to the reaping. There we go. That looks better. You know what? I guess we didn't say statistics. We skipped ahead. We were too far ahead. Crazy Oko had 8 KOs. Don't acknowledge her. We do need to acknowledge her. Team, Murasaki had 5, Kaede, Kiyoshi, Komaru, Sonya had 3, everyone else with 2 or less. Team Monotaro, Team Monofini, Team Monodam. Those are your big point earners today, and Monokid, he'll get his team back. He'll get his team back soon enough. But that's all she wrote. Now we'll go back to the reaping. Now I'll say thank you for watching. Toodaloo, flight crew. Until next time, thanks for watching.